Hey, happy Monday. You know, it is me, Imani. I'm Imani Allen, as you will always see down below or up here, depending on wherever it looks good in the video, everything like that. Anyway, so I'm going to share with you real quick the importance of knowing what the pros and cons are concerning entrepreneurship. Excuse my fro, I gotta do some stuff with that. Anyway, so pro, semi-freedom. Pro, you make your own money. Pro, you have full, entire control. Con, it's semi-freedom. Con, you have to constantly update everything. It is pretty much a lifelong class. You know, those of you that have known me, I have actually been an entrepreneur for a long time, but I have really stepped it up lately because I've really found a way to focus on what it is that I'm trying to do, what it is I'm trying to convey to reach that goal. So, right, and I'll share a quick thing real quick and everything like that. One of my first introductions in entrepreneurship was when I was like, you know, I'm definitely under 12 at this time, under 12 years, and I would actually take a piece of paper, right? I'm holding it up like I have a piece of paper. I don't have a piece of paper, but I would take a piece of paper and I would lay it to the side. I would have this little plastic bin. I had some chalk, and I would take this knife and I would sit there and scrape the chalk onto this bin, right? So it didn't work. Filled the bin up with a little bit of water, scraped the chalk in there, right? And so the chalk had a thin layer right on top of the water. And so I would take that piece of paper, boom, put it right here. This is the chalk, this is the paper, and right up under here, this is the water. I would go boom, boom, pretty colors. Let that joint dry. I was selling that joint as stationery. I'm talking under the age of 12, and I would hand draw things like cards and everything like that so that people can give greeting cards away. And it's funny to me because it all just really, it circles back. And when just going through life and everything like that, you may get distracted, or you may think that you have a different goal in life or a different dream or whatever. You may pursue it. Like, you know, those of you that really know me, I was really pursuing acting and everything like that. Love theater. Not a big fan of film and television unless I'm watching it, but I do love the theater. And it turned out when I moved to Houston, I got casted as a lead for this part and everything like that. I realized I did not like the pressure of learning lines, especially that day. As a method actress, I like to learn my lines and be prepared as much as possible. Did not like that type of pressure, learning paragraphs, and then some dude, he was messing up his lines, and then they gave me his lines, and I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? I was so stressed by the end of the night. It was like a 12-hour shift, and I was like, you know what? Don't really want to be a famous actress. And then after, when I had cut my hair after messing it up and everything like that, got too much attention, didn't like that. You know, so fame and the pressure, I was like, freak that. I do not want to be a famous actress. And so it took me a minute to really find out how I was going to achieve all of the other goals on my list. And one of them was a multimedia producer. I've been into commercials ever since I was a young child. My mom would tell me that we'd be in the store and I'd be like, hey, you need to purchase that because it takes the grease away. You know, I was a child, didn't know what I was talking about, but I have always loved commercials. And fun fact, when I was in 8th grade, I wrote 2 commercials. One was a Dove commercial, and I don't remember what happened in that one, but it was a Dove commercial that I wrote. And then I also wrote a Geico commercial. And it's funny as heck because this was when Bush was in office, and I was also heavily into the show Apprentice, you know, with DT and everything like that. And so it was really funny. So basically, this is what the commercial was that I wrote. It was a Geico commercial back in 8th grade, right? So Bush walks into, he's summoned into the Oval Office, right? He sees Trump in his chair. Trump's in the chair that you see in the boardroom. Trump turns around and says, hey, Bush, you know, I've got some good news. I got some bad news. He says, what do you want to hear first? And Bush goes, I want to hear the bad news. And Trump goes, the bad news is you're fired. But the good news is I just saved a whole bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. I wrote that joint in like 8th grade. So for it to, like, even just a snippet of that, for the fact that this dude is in office, I mean, that joint is funny as heck. It's kind of prophetic in a way. And, you know, but it's funny to me, being 2019, right? Day 7 of 2019, seeing a whole lot of the things that, you know, you do in life come full circle. And so, like I said, it's a lifelong class, right? Entrepreneurship is a lifelong class. And sometimes it can get overwhelming because you are the producer, you are the creative, you are the copywriter, you are the accountant, you are the cashier, you are the customer service, you are the marketer. There are so many things that are involved with entrepreneurship. So you have to know that if you really want to do it, you're going to be so freaking frustrated, but you have to be able to continue on. You have to be able to go dive in deep, find the resources that you need. It really is within reach, guys. But you just have to, hone it all in and do your research, go out there, find it, or talk to the correct people, and they will lead you down the correct path, which is also way more efficient than research sometimes. And you get to read reviews, look at the pros and cons. Like when I look at things that I'm going to add into even my products, or how I'm going to manufacture these products, how I'm going to distribute, how I'm going to package these products, I am looking at the pros and cons of the items that are all involved. If there are a whole bunch of cons that I don't even want to deal with, I'm not going to bring that out to you. All of the products that I'm selling and, giving you guys and everything like that, these are products that I stand by. I trust in my brand. And so it's amazing to know that you guys also trust in it as well. That means so much to me. And I just want to share with you guys, I'm working hard, for the long term, for you guys, for me, it's, I got to tell you, I was just frustrated for like a good half hour because, like I said, it's a lifelong class. It's a lifelong freaking class. And it's funny to me because I had went to college a little bit and I got bored as heck. I was like, I do not want to be here. This is easy work. I don't even want to do it. I was like, freak that. And I started working. I mean, my first job was actually at 15 and a half. And then I didn't work until right after I graduated high school. I had set the job up, got the job right before I graduated. And so a few days after that, or like less than a month after that, I was like, okay, I'm working now and everything like that, getting on my adult game, adulting, whatever. And so, wow, this is an 8-minute video. I didn't realize I was going to talk this much. But hey, you know what? I own it. I talk a lot. Those that know me, yep, I'm using my voice for good, spreading the love, spreading the knowledge. Hallelujah. That's sign language for hallelujah, people. And so, back to what I was saying, I was bored in college. I mean, my dancing friends and everything like that, they'd be like, hey, where you at, Imani? We about to dance. I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm home. And this would be like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and they're ready to dance. And I'm like, I'm home. My classes are from 8 to 12, and I bounced. And then I realized I no longer wanted to be there. I had gotten this good job, and my mom was like, if you really want to leave, you know what I'm saying? You can leave, but you're going to have to, continue paying rent. I was already paying rent and everything like that. But she was like, look, if you stay in school, you don't have to pay rent. I was like, I'll pay rent for $800, Alex. And, so I definitely had to, come back because my phone was leaving its battery, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know what I'm saying. Okay. I have to remind myself, slow down. What's funny is that public speaking and acting in a way are two different things unless you are heavily involved in improv. Me, it's not. I can come up with some things off the fly. However, I need to go back into improv, like really get involved in improv because the words are not written for me. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Now I can finally finish this recording. It has charged enough for me to finish it. Long story short, and if you really want to see a full rant, you can definitely make sure you check out my Instagram TV, which will be either up here or up there, right in my bio. So, long story short, entrepreneurship, like I've said already like 80,000 times, is a lifelong class. You are going to have to be prepared to constantly research, read reviews, read the pros and cons, make decisions, and things like that because it's a journey. And depending on what your goals are, you're going to have to make sure you continue on that journey. It's going to get frustrating. Make sure you keep going. You do your thing. Make yourself a nice cup of hot chocolate. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night. All right.